Let's start with the news of the day here. The current global environment, President Trump has just warned that trade wars with China could potentially have now no deadline and could last well after the election. So if the trade war is not resolved, could that roil the global economy, Doug?
Well, look, let me give you a brief historical reference. It was the Smoot Hawley tariffs that really brought on the last Great Depression. And it could happen again this time. The world is much more involved in trade now than it was in the 1920s. So, yeah, this is really serious. The problem that we have is that Trump has zero knowledge of economics. He understands business, he understands real estate speculation, but he knows absolutely nothing about economics. So he could get us into a lot of trouble. Now, this is not to say that I dislike Trump. The reason he's in office is because he is a cultural conservative. That's why people like him. That's why he was elected. But sure, he could trigger the Greater Depression, which I've talked about for years, with his idiotic stance on trades. He's going to destroy the American agriculture industry, among others. The Chinese, certainly, and anybody with any sense would rather buy their foodstuffs from Brazil or Argentina because they're not politicized. They're reliable suppliers. Knowing that the U.S. can use tariffs as a weapon at any time makes them unreliable. So you want to stay away from the U.S. So yeah, this is very bad.
Okay,
very bad.
And like you said, it's going to expand far beyond China. You know, there's news today that he may be slapping France with some hefty fines here. So it's, where do you draw the line? Where's this going to end? How does it end?
Look, when you put on tariffs, what you're in effect doing is putting yourself under embargo. That's supposed to be a punishment when you don't trade with somebody else. But by putting on tariffs, you're putting yourself under embargo. It's a stupid concept. It's ridiculous. Now, Trump likes the idea, not knowing anything about economics, because he thinks, well, this brings in more revenue to the U.S. government. Yeah, at the cost of U.S. consumers who wind up paying these tariffs indirectly. And it temporarily subsidizes domestic producers of those things whose products look relatively cheaper. But if tariffs actually helped build a domestic economy, then South American countries, which are full of tariffs, would be the most prosperous in the world. No, it's just a pity.